What's the best way to find a date at an Angel City game?
Oh, come to suite, my suite, baby. I'll make it happen for you. Come to floor suite, my suite, suite number 8. Come through. Best way to find. I feel like the Angel City environment is so warm and welcoming. I feel like you could literally hold up a sign saying "looking for a date." I feel like no one would judge you. You should just put yourself out there.
Hello.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of BFFR. Make sure you're following at BFFR Show on all socials and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Today, we've got a really special one. I got the chance to catch up and chat with my good friend, Lilly Singh. You know her as a comedian, creator, trailblazer, and now she's the writer, producer, and star of her brand new movie called Doin It. We get into her inspiration behind the film, her creative journey, her dating life, and plenty more. Let's get into it. It's Hispanic Heritage Month, and Macy's is celebrating in a way that actually makes a difference. Right now, when you shop at Macy's, online or in store, you can round up your purchase or donate to support the Hispanic Federation, an incredible organization empowering Latino and Hispanic communities across the country. Your donation helps fund education and mentorship programs that support college students with leadership opportunities, internships, and real tools to succeed. Macy's is also highlighting Latino and Hispanic-owned brands all month long. One that caught my eye is Mixed Up Clothing. They've got super fun, colorful prints that I need to buy for Rue. And I'm definitely treating myself to some bath products from Toa Waters for a little self-care moment. So if you're shopping anyway, this is a way to give back and support culture and community. Head to Macy's.com or stop by your local Macy's to join in. So I just announced my retirement, which still feels surreal. And honestly, this whole transition has me thinking about how I want to take care of myself in the next chapter. I've spent years focused on training and recovery, but soon it's going to be about the everyday stuff, like what I'm putting into my body, even when I'm not on the field. That's why I've been taking Ritual's Essential for Women 18 Plus multivitamin. It's just 2 capsules a day with 9 key nutrients. I love that they're designed to be gentle on the stomach, and the minty taste is amazing. What I really appreciate now is the transparency. Vegan, non-GMO project verified, gluten and major allergen free, and every bottle is made traceable, so you know exactly what's inside. Instead of striving for perfect health, it's about supporting foundational health. Get 25% off your first month only at ritual.com/BFFR. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/BFFR for 25% off. Okay, should we do it? Are we doing it?
Let's freaking do it. Let's do it, baby.
Are we doing it? Lilly, thank you so much for being on the BFFR show. You have been at the top of my list for a long time, and now we are doing it. And funnily enough, we're both in LA, but LA is basically like its own country, and it looks sunnier where you are. I think the sun has set here where I am.
And I know it's crazy that we're not together. Why are we cuddling while we do this? I don't understand.
Wow. We are busy women. And it's so funny when I think about my really busy friends because I feel like we support each other so much. I'm thinking of you and Jennifer Wong, shout out.
Mm-hmm.
But then it also means we barely see each other. But
yeah.
Just love. So much love.
Listen, any opportunity to talk to and take it. Through this, through whatever means. I'm down. I'll send you emails. What do you want to do? I'll send a raven. Whatever it is, I'm down.
Beat me, please. I usually get to see you at BMO Stadium, being the most epic fan and investor and just all around boss ass bitch with the coolest people in her suite. But to be able to actually dive a little bit into our friendship and all the amazing things you're doing is really special. So I really appreciate you.
I don't know. I really appreciate you. I feel like I'm so excited for this because you're right. When we do see each other, I'm usually cheering my head off. And we've gone for a few dinners, but we don't always get the chance to like deeply connect.
Exactly. So I do feel like we should start with your movie, Doin It, because I got to see it at the premiere here in Los Angeles and I was blown away. It was so funny. And I had been watching every single teaser clip. So I feel like I had a little bit of an idea of some of the funny moments. But my husband, he went in blind and this man was guffawing He was guffawing, like popcorn flying. It's so good. How are you feeling? You can now watch it from
Yes.
home.
Yes.
So for
That's
everyone
right.
who
I know.
So, I mean, everyone go and watch it. Fandango at home, Apple TV, Prime Video. But how are you feeling about doing it
Oh,
right now in
baby
this
girl.
moment?
Let me tell you, yes, people are watching it at home. People are telling me their thoughts. Some people saw it in theater. This movie has been 7 years in the making. When I tell you, like, I am unwell at how long and toxic this relationship has been, to be honest. Um, it almost feels unreal that it's out there because, like I said, I have worked on it for so long. But I also, growing up, I never thought I would see a movie like this, though it is the type of movie I wish I had growing up. You know, what if you had asked me, like, 10 years ago, Lily, do you think you'd ever do a sex comedy? I'd be like, absolutely not, for so many reasons. One, that's not possible. And two, I have so much like discomfort around this topic. I never got the talk. I never had sex ed. No one ever taught me anything about my body. No teacher taught me about consent. And so I was like, it was just such a daunting subject in my own life. But when I read the first draft of the script from the first writer, as you know, I co-wrote it. 7 years ago when it hit my inbox, I remember reading it being like, how revolutionary would it be if someone like that looked like
Yeah.
me was in the center of a sex comedy? And so I did it for little Lily and I did it for other people. Honestly, like it has healed so many parts of myself. Ali, I never used to be able to say the word sex before shooting this movie. I'd like whisper the word sex before shooting this movie. Like it's healed so much, so many things about my life.
Oh, I love that for you. I love that for all of us who have a similar experience to you. And it has been taboo, especially for women, especially for women of color. And we haven't seen ourselves in a lot of media and especially in a movie like this. For anyone who doesn't know, can you give a little quick summary of, well, the
Yes,
role you play
please.
and this teacher and
Yes.
just some of the shenanigans that happen?
Totally. So Doing It is, listen, it's a raunchy sex comedy in the vein of like American Pie, 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Yes.
all those nostalgic movies we grew up with. But
Yes.
it is centered around the character I play, Maya. She is a 30-something-year-old virgin who finds herself teaching sex ed. And so though she has no experience in sex, she's never been taught sex ed, she's quite reserved. She's now in the situation where she has a bunch of teenagers that she has to teach. And so she's like figuring it all out as she's teaching, but also realizing that like the sex ed curriculum, if there is any in a lot of countries around the world, particularly America, is pretty tragic. It's a commentary on sex education. It's a commentary on women unlearning shame. But you know, it's mixed in with a bunch of sex jokes, which I think comedy is the best vehicle for having those kind of conversations. And so, yeah.
Oh, I'm just remembering so many good moments from the
Yeah,
movie.
and it is my first feature, and so everyone's like, "Your first feature, a sex comedy?" I was like, "Yeah, I really went for it." I was like, 2 masturbation scenes, multiple intimacy scenes for my first feature. Like, I really first feature, first time writing, first time leading, first time producing. Like a lot of firsts for me in this movie, and so it's really special. But my God, it was so hard, and it was nerve-wracking. Like it's nerve-wracking. Not to mention, Ali, you were at the premiere. My parents were sitting beside me watching the
Oh, they
movie.
sure were. They sure
Yeah.
were. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. And you were
Thank you.
brilliant. And I would have never known it was all of those firsts for you because wow, you are brilliant. You're brilliant and you are so cool and
Appreciate
fabulous. And I love seeing you at these different premieres and doing the press tour for this movie because you are someone that a lot of people look up to and have followed for a long time, but that I think every little girl would benefit from having someone like you
Mm.
as her role model. So I
That's really
feel very
sweet.
lucky
Thank you.
to know you and to have been at that premiere. And yeah, I don't want to say the funny moments. Anyways, okay.
The feeling is so mutual. Let me just go on up one tangent and say how you feel is how I feel after every game. Sometimes when I'm walking out of the stadium, little girls will be like, "Lily, can you sign our jersey?" I'm like, you know, I'm not one of the players, right? They're like, "It's okay." So I'm vicariously cool because of you also at the games. And so the
Well,
feeling is mutual.
it does what you said about wishing a movie like this had been made sooner or something that you had when you were growing up is very similar to how I feel about Angel City and this league. So, well, we are making a difference
Yes,
little by
absolutely.
little, or maybe not even like
100%.
big by big.
100%.
Yes. So you mentioned your family.
Yeah.
What did your mom, aunties, the women in your family think about the movie.
Okay, so
First
only my parents
reactions?
have seen it. My aunties and stuff in Canada, because
Oh.
they're not out in Canada yet. We're working on it.
Oh,
But
okay. Canada's a little behind.
yeah, kind of a little behind. But I'm not gonna lie, I was like, all jokes aside, I was genuinely pretty scared to show my parents, specifically my dad. Because my dad is quite reserved. We don't, me and my mom were like kind of homies. We have deep conversations. I could like level with her and be like, Mom, there's gonna be some stuff in the movie, like, and she was like, it's fine. My dad, we don't really talk to that extent in terms of deep conversation. I was genuinely pretty stressed out. I told my mom to give me a heads up. Um, and so I was sitting there watching it, and we're in this theater full of people. You were there. And then, these masturbation scenes come on, and I'm just like literally dying in my seat. And I look to the left and I just look at my dad's face, and he's just
Really?
expression. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. After the movie was done, I leveled with my dad. I was like, Dad, just like give it to me. Be real with me. What are you feeling? And he was like, honestly, Lily, like, I thought it was really good. I was not
Oh.
expecting him to say that. He was like, of course, there were some scenes that made me feel uncomfortable because I'm your dad, of course. But he's like, I actually think the message is really, really good. And I would encourage all parents like to go and watch this movie. He's like, I learned a lot from it. I think that's all you want from making a movie. Of course, you want people to laugh and have a good time. But at the very least, if people leave being like, I can have a conversation about this now, or like I feel a little bit more comfortable in this department. That's all you could want. I mean, for me and my mom and dad to have a conversation about sex post this movie, that alone is healing generational trauma in my family. Like that's a huge win in my personal life. And so if that could happen for people that watch the movie, that would be really cool.
I'm actually so Lucas, when you said my parents are here, he was like, oh my God. And then I started thinking, yeah, what if I watch this with my parents? Now I'm thinking maybe they watch it without me and then we can talk about it
Mm-hmm.
after. But
Which, is also a good way to go. Also a good way to go.
I didn't even think about, I mean, a lot of our shame, it's learned. It is learned
100%.
from.
And here's another thing I'll say. I think my aunties and my mom, so they've actually told me when they haven't seen it, they were like really excited to like get a couple of drinks and like go see it, because here's the thing, Ali, they also didn't get the talk. They also are dealing with the same stuff, probably tenfold than what we're dealing with. And so I feel like it'll be really liberating for them to, for the first time, be able to like laugh and have these conversations around this topic.
Oh, and your mom in the movie goes through a bit of an evolution and finds herself. And that was a really sweet and, of course, hilarious part of the movie as well, and the storyline. You talk about how tough the producing was, and you said how much work this was. What did you learn? What was unexpected about kind of wearing this hat and all these? Obviously, it was all new for you, but I could see maybe how you were starring in it and the acting. But what part was the most unexpected? What did you learn the most about? And would you produce again?
These are the questions. I always say, I love acting. I love writing. Producing is some garbage. I will say producing is some garbage. I will probably do it again, and I'll tell you why I will do it again. Not out of the fact that I enjoy producing, out of the fact that it is an absolute necessity for someone like me to produce when you're doing movies like this. And I'll give you a little bit of a story. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a risque story, but I think it's really important.
This is BFFR. We're ready for it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So, we talk a lot about representation on camera or behind cameras, in terms of like cast or writing or whatever it may be. On a movie like this, where like I'm doing a sex comedy through the lens of South Asian culture. I mean, it's universal; anyone can understand it. But I'm the lead, and there's an Indian mother, and it's on the backdrop of South Asian culture. And so, when you're trying to tell a story that's otherwise like not very much so seen in the industry that still prioritizes one type of person, it is critical for someone like me to be a producer, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
So we talk about representation on camera behind. Let me tell you a different version of representation, okay? So in the movie, there is a full frontal nude scene of my co-star Utkarsh Ambedkar. Now, spoiler alert to everyone. I'm sorry to disappoint you all. That is a prosthetic penis. It is not his real penis. Okay, so I'm sorry to disappoint you all. But the day we shot this scene, the person who brought the prosthetic, I don't know what this person's name is, I don't know, the penis wrangler, came and brought the prosthetic penis. And if you're listening to this, let me just explain to you what Utkarsh looks like. Utkarsh is a South Indian man. He's darker skinned. Okay. Now, I'm not an expert in the penis program by any means, but I know enough to know that a darker man will have a penis that looks a certain way. And so when the man showed me the prosthetic penis, it was pink, very pink. And I said, sir, I feel this
my
does
God.
not, the math doesn't math here, right? And so the guy says to me, he looks me in the eye and he goes, I've done as much as I can do with makeup. The rest they'll have to fix in post and like the edit. And I was like, sir, you promised me that this can be fixed in the end. He's like, absolutely. I was like, okay, we shoot the scene. We're shooting it. It doesn't match when we're shooting it. I get draft 1, like version 1 of the movie. Okay. And I'm watching it and it goes from Utkarsh's face to the very pink prosthetic penis. And I go, what? I go, no. This doesn't make sense. So I have to send a very professional email as a producer, like, to whom it may concern. The penis is pink and does not match Utkarsh. And none of the other producers really understood like what the disconnect or issue was. And I was like, the issue is that someone like Utkarsh wouldn't so then I had to text Utkarsh to be like, can you give me an idea, Utkarsh, of
Oh my God.
what? You get what I'm saying? Then he was like, yeah, it's definitely too light. It definitely will be darker. And this whole thing is so awkward. Utkarsh is like my brother in real life. Like I also, so then I have to, Ali, then I have to make a mood board of darker penises. I'm
Lilly.
Googling South Indian porn stars. I'm doing everything because the producers are just not understanding. In fact, I got told, if it gets too dark, then we'll lose the gag. It won't be visible. We don't, because they had to put money towards coloring it correctly. And I was told this is not worth the money. And I was like, you would understand it if it was a white actor and like a dark black penis. Like then you would understand. So when we talk about the battles that I wasn't prepared for, it's things like this, where throughout the movie, I was like, if I wasn't a producer on this movie, Utkarsh would have a pink penis. Like this is literally what it is that I need to fight for every single thing, every step of the way, because there's just not enough awareness and there's not enough knowledge and there's not much, honestly, care about doing stories like this well. And so when it comes to producing, did not think that me making a penis mood board was going to be on my bingo card. But here we are. Ali, here we are.
Breaking barriers, one
Correct.
prosthetic penis at a time.
What's not on my resume? Like, you know what I mean?
That should be in your bio.
Thank you. You know what? That should be my IG bio.
Let's talk the Gay Met Gala. And we both know what the Gay Met Gala is, and that is
Angel City Games, baby. Let's go.
How did the opportunity to become an investor in Angel City come about? And why was it so important to you to take it so seriously? If you have been to an Angel City game, you have seen Lilly Singh. We chest bumped at the last home game.
Yeah.
On the Jumbotron, absolutely giving her all to give us on the field energy. And she believes in us, and it means so much as a player.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, first off, let me say as a person, it's a blessing and a curse. I don't do anything half-assed. If I do something, I do it to the fullest of my ability.
That's true. Also in your bio.
Yes. So Alexis, Serena Williams' husband, is actually the one who brought Angel City to me. And it was pretty, I don't even know if you know this, it was pretty close to when the team was being announced. I was like one of the later people to be involved in it. But he brought it to me saying, I have this opportunity. It's for a women's soccer team in LA. I know you're a huge, and all he knew about me was that I was a huge advocate for girls and women. And so I do believe that one of my fundamental purposes on this planet is to support girls and women. Like I really, really believe that to my core and in my body. And so people always are like, did you grow up playing soccer? Like, were you an athlete? What's the deal? And
are you related to someone on the team?
Yeah,
why are you so into this?
Literally. So I literally have to explain to people that I actually never grew up playing soccer. I was not athletic growing up. I know I have that facade as if I could be athletic, but not
shocked.
Really. Yes, I really don't even know the rules of the game. Now, you know this. I don't really even know the rules, but I will blindly support girls and women, and especially because a few things. You know, I have a charity that's dedicated towards girls and women, and I've had the privilege of learning a bunch of things when it comes to girls and women around the world, and that is one. Girls and women are the best investment you can make. They have the biggest return of investment. It is factually, statistically proven that they are the best investment you can make. 2 is a lot of people view sports as just entertainment or like something exciting. But everywhere I've traveled in the world, from like the corners of India to parts of America, no matter where I am, I really believe that sports is the intervention that we don't give enough credit to, in the sense of like, I've literally been to rural villages in India where like someone will tell me, I literally prevented myself from getting married off at 14 in a child marriage because my team showed up at my house,
Yes.
because my
Yes.
soccer team taught me confidence, how to stand up for myself. Like, it teaches girls and women such important skills, and the ripple effect of women's sports is so vast. Like, it really positively impacts a community, a neighborhood, a country, whatever it may be. And so when the opportunity came to me to support women in sport, I was like, I don't need to know the rules of the game. I don't need to have played soccer. Absolutely 100%. And then I was like, I think it's because I'm a performer, like I've been on stage a lot. I know what it feels like to be on a stage and to either have an audience that is so invested or an audience that is checked out. And so I have a rule: if anyone is performing in any capacity, sport, on stage, stand up, acting, whatever it is, they're going to get 100% of this energy, because I know it really makes the difference when you're like,
Yeah.
you know, fueled by the energy around you. And so, yeah, that's why I'm doing those. I know, for the record, people that listen to this, I know I look ridiculous on the Jumbotron.
You
I know I'm a
don't.
fool.
You look
I know I'm a
epic.
goof.
You're a
But
legend.
I'm just out here doing it for the girl pops, you know?
Oh, it means so much. We all agree that you are the most invested investor. Obviously, some of our investors are employed by the club, but the most invested
Correct.
investor who is not employed by Angel City.
By energy, I'll take that. Maybe not by, some of them are really rich, maybe not by money, but I will say by energy, I'll take it.
We feel it directly from you, I will say.
Thank you.
When did you realize, you said, I'll support girls and women.
Yeah.
When did you realize that Angel City Games were the Gay Met Gala week in and week out?
Day one, game one. I have to say, so I've been to a lot of sporting events, and I'm not only saying this because I adore you and I adore the team and I'm part owner, but I don't think there's any environment like an Angel City game.
No, agreed,
it is
100%.
One of the most inclusive, positive sporting environments I've ever been to. You see every type of person cheering on these women. It doesn't matter. Like, I think there's this idea. I mentioned this at my premiere. I hate the word niche. I think the word niche has really been weaponized against minority groups. And when we talk about women, I feel like there's this idea that only women can watch women's sports. And, as the t-shirt says, everyone watches women's sports.
Exactly.
But when you go to an Angel City game, you see like young boys, young girls, men, grown men, fathers, they're all cheering because talent is talent. And that's just what it is. And so when I went to like the first Angel City game, I was like, okay, cool. Maybe this is like the first game, so the vibes are high. But every game since then, there's been multiple pride flags, prides of every country, inclusion signs at every game. Every type of person is at that game. I've never felt so safe. I've never felt such an inclusive environment. And everyone I bring, from my friend, family, to like a celebrity, because I try to bring the famouses, as you know, and they all say the same thing. They're like, this is such a positive, just warm environment. And that's very, very unique for a sporting event, I will say.
Well, Lilly does have literally front row seats to the game. She is on the field. And sometimes after the game, we like break it down in the huddle and I turn around and she's right there with me, which I love. You bring, like you said, a lot of public figures, which is very exciting. I could not believe when you were like, yeah, some of the cast of Bend It Like Beckham, I don't know if you've seen that movie, like lost my mind. And I was bragging about that. Obviously, I'm still bragging about it, like just name dropping, because what? I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you, who of all the cool people you've brought was the most fun and into it?
That's a really, really good question. I brought some really fun people. Okay. I can give you two. One is, okay, I remember when I brought Zed, the DJ and producer Zed, he was over the moon. He was like, this is so fun. I will come any single time you ask me to come. This is like the best thing I've ever been to. He loved it so much. Purna Jagannathan, who is in Never Have I Ever and various other things, she really loved it as well. And she was like cheering and screaming and super invested. That's what I like to see. People know if they come to my suite, we're not just watching the game. We are part of the game. We are not the boring suite. We are cheering. We are screaming. In fact, the loudest person at every game is my publicist. She comes. She's a friend of mine. Literally, her name is Marla, and she's the loudest person in my suite. Like, everybody knows if we're going to Lilly's suite, we're coming correct. There's gonna be food, there's gonna be drinks, and we're coming correct. So everyone has a great time. But Zed and Purna, for sure, I remember had a really, really good time.
Is there someone who's been like, Lilly, I want to go? Like, do you have
So
some
many
people
people.
anyone
There's
in the
so many
works?
people. It is my goal to bring a bunch of people. In fact, I asked her, remember at dinner, I was like, who would be exciting to come? I want to bring
Yeah.
Brenda Song.
Yes.
Um,
Brenda.
I really want to bring Brenda. I really want to bring Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas one day. I would love to bring them. I
We
really want
got
to
we
bring
got
Demi
three
Lovato
home
one day.
games coming up. Like we got
Okay, here we go.
yeah.
Here we
Yeah.
go. 3 home
I'm
games left.
retiring.
Okay.
This is oh, I guess I can
I
watch with you
know.
and them. So but it's not the same.
Well, you should
but-
know that even if when you retire, you have a permanent seat in my suite. So
Oh, Lilly.
you do. Come on, girl. I got you.
Thank you. Sorry, Lucas. I'm sitting with Lilly.
I'll try to squeeze both of you.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Do you have a favorite game?
A favorite game. Okay, and I mean this genuinely. I'm not just saying this to sound good. People often ask me, like we lose sometimes, as you know, we lose sometimes. And people always come up to me and they're like, people always come up to me and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you okay? And I'm like, I'm actually great. I know as an owner, I'm supposed to be like really caring about the wins and losses. And of course, like I care to an extent, but actually I'm just so proud of y'all all the time.
Oh,
I feel
Lilly.
no type when we lose, I'm like, I just had a great game. Look at this audience. Look at these people cheering for them. Like there is no loss in my opinion. I genuinely mean that. But in terms of a good game,
I mean, we had some epic Pride games, and you have the same T-shirt you like to wear to the Pride game. I need to get you an updated.
You absolutely do. You absolutely give me an update. I wear the same. I wear the same outfit every Pride game. Absolutely, I'm a bad gay for sure. I don't know if I have a favorite game, to be honest. I feel like my favorite games, if I had to pick them, would be related to not necessarily the outcome of the game, but probably about like just me being really proud of like a play, or honestly me just being proud of what the environment is that we created. Like I've seen the audience do some amazing things. I've seen them stand up for some amazing things. I feel like it's tough for me to pick. I remember vividly my first Angel City game though, because I had just invested. I had never been part of a sports team like this before, and I was like, I don't know what to expect. I've never had a field suite, and I walked in there. I remember being like, holy, this is one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. So that was really special.
Well, you are an investor in 2 sports teams now.
Correct. And I told you were the first people I told because I was scared.
Well, I'm happy for you, but I got a little bit jealous, a little bit concerned that you were going to be splitting your attention and energy. But now I'm going to be retired, so whatever. No, just
You're
kidding.
like, I'll see you at the Toronto Tempo games.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to Toronto, baby.
Let's go, baby. Yes, I am newly a part owner of the Toronto Tempo, which is Canada's first and only WNBA team.
So
now, Ali, I will admit to you that I do know slightly more about basketball than I know about soccer. I do know some of the rules. Not all, but I do know some of them. You know how in soccer I know nothing? But in basketball, I know some of them. So I'm excited. Toronto's my hometown. It's where I grew up. And so it's really special. It's really cool. But I put my money where my mouth is. Women in sports. Women in sports.
Well, okay. We got to talk a little bit about your journey, your career. You're not like a full-time actress, full-time Angel City supporter here, an investor. You have gone from YouTube pioneer to late night host, feature film writer and producer. When you look back at YouTube Lilly, Superwoman, do you recognize her? How close do you feel to that version of yourself?
You know, it's crazy. I recently rewatched some of my older videos, and there's parts of me that I really recognize, and there's parts of me that I really do not. But I actually learn a lot from her. When I was down in the dumps a few months ago, I watched one of my old vlogs, and I was like, because I'll be honest, I never understood why people watched my vlogs. My sketch comedy, sure, maybe it's funny, but my daily vlogs, I never understood. Like, why would you want to watch someone just living their life throughout the day? And so I sat down and I watched it, and I was like, wait, I actually get it. This young girl on this screen really believes she can do anything. She believes that she can accomplish any task. She believes that failure means nothing. She will fall and she will keep getting back up. And so I think I still have that same resilience and oomph in me. The parts I don't recognize is during my YouTube days, baby girl did not care about mental health. She was just like, I'll keep going. I won't sleep. I won't say no. I won't. And I think that's what's changed. I think I have the same passion and resilience, but I think I have a better head on my shoulders in terms of like, my health does matter. My physical, emotional, mental health does. Maybe that comes with age. I don't know what it is, but I don't recognize that part of myself when I watch her. Like she's not eating and she's like not drinking water and she's like just So her hustle is good, but it's a little scary.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I think I'm so happy too that the wellness kind of conversation probably has also changed a lot since then. I mean, as athletes as well. Okay. I don't know about the drinking water and the sleeping, I feel like we've always been told we need to do, but no one was talking about mental health and self-care until I feel like recently. And it's still not that much of a conversation for men, which I feel like men, you also need self-care and to kind of
Yes.
work on yourself. But as women, even for us, taking care of ourselves probably didn't seem like something we could afford to do when we've been hustling our asses off just to find space for ourselves in society. But
Yeah.
we're taking that back, I think. And I'm glad. Although you still don't sleep, do ya?
Okay, not by choice.
Right.
Yes, if I'm on a press tour, my schedule's a little crazy. Sometimes I don't get that much sleep. I have insomnia. That's different.
Yeah.
And I am
Yeah.
actively trying to fix it.
You are.
Ali, if you found out, you only have scratched the surface of us in friendship, because if you found out how many routines and rituals I have for my mental health, you would think I'm the biggest nerd you know. Like
I love nerds.
I know I love nerds too, but I do a lot of things throughout my day to keep, because I always tell people my job is like 20% acting, writing, producing, business. It's actually 80% mental. 80% is just making sure my mind is right. And I'm sure as an athlete, you really relate to that as well. That mentality is a really big part of what we do. And so I do take my mental health really seriously.
What's been a game changer for you? What's a practice that you're willing to share that you feel like has helped you and maybe could help other people?
I mean, I have a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of things, but the biggest one for me that is improved is I'm very adamant on my morning routine. And the biggest thing about my morning routine is that I think for years I was really mentally unhealthy because I would wake up and within minutes I would be working. I'd be in a meeting, getting ready for work, in my inbox. And what I realized that did was it made me just feel like my purpose was to work in life. It made me feel like my only identity was what my job was. I never woke up as a human being first and then went to work. I woke up and was in work immediately. And so one of my rules now is my team knows not to put anything on my calendar before 10 a.m. I have a nothing before 10 a.m. rule. So I wake up at 7 and I have 3 hours to make myself tea, cuddle with my dogs, journal, stretch, pray, meditate, eat breakfast, take a shower, just be a full human.
Yes.
That sees herself first, and then I go into work. You know, and I think that's been really, really helpful for me. And it's like it helps my nervous system. It helps the way I view myself. It helps how I think about myself. It helps how I even interact with people once 10 hits. Because I notice also when you wake up and you start interacting with people, you're not the grounded best version of yourself either, right?
Oh, I really like that. See, I'm trying to, my real question was like, oh, what should I start doing when I retire? So
yeah, 100%. Nothing before 10, baby. Nothing before 10.
Yeah. Can I make it 12?
You can make it whatever time you want. Whatever you like, nothing before 4 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Or after 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's good too.
Okay, you started YouTube under the name Superwoman. Sid and I shared some of our old AIM usernames. Where did Superwoman come from?
Superwoman, actually my MSN username. I was one of those obnoxious people that had the really long username. Mine was More Than a Woman Superwoman with a bunch of stars and asterisks in the middle of it. And those are those are basically 2 songs combined. More Than a Woman is an Aaliyah song. Okay, from back in the day. And Superwoman is a Lil Mo featuring Fabulous song. It was a rap song, Superwoman. And I loved the song, but I will say, I just liked the way it made me feel. And this is going to be a very sentimental kind of cringe thing I say, but it's true. When I was younger, calling myself Superwoman really made me feel like I could get through anything. I was like, I'm a superhero. Like, I love superheroes. And I was like, I'm a superhero and I can get through anything. So I'm going to call myself Superwoman, you know, before I understood what a trademark was. And I will say that when I started to call myself Lilly again, it was a really powerful thing because there's a moment on YouTube where I was like, hey, I'm not using Superwoman anymore. I'm going by Lilly. And it was powerful because that was the first time in my life I felt more empowered being called Lilly than Superwoman. And so that was like a big moment for me. I know. Yeah. It's cringe but cute at the same time.
What? No, that is so sweet. I'm going to listen to those 2 songs and compare them. And I want to know why both, like, you couldn't even choose. You're like, I need
Yeah,
both of them
more
in
than
my
a woman,
screen
Superwoman.
name.
It's so me to max out the screen name, though.
It
It's so
really
me to do
is.
that. Yeah.
When did you realize that YouTubing content creation could actually be your career? And what was your parents' reaction? Because I know you were doing what you thought they wanted and you were following in your sister's footsteps. But when did you kind of have that conversation with them? When did you realize and how did you kind of tell them, no, this is what I am pursuing?
You know what? When I first discovered YouTube in 2010, I never thought it could be a career. And back then, no one really understood how YouTube worked. No one knew you could make money off of it. And so I was just doing it because I felt really alone. And this was a sense of community that I found online. And I was a really creative kid always, but I never had an outlet to actually be creative on. I was just following what my parents wanted me to do and what my sister was doing, go to the same university, get the same degree, yada, yada. And so when I first started making YouTube videos, I never thought it could be a career. It wasn't until like a year into it when I started to meet other creators that they were like, "Oh, I just bought a house with the money I made on YouTube." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Gosh.
And so it was pretty, it was like a year in and a couple of years into it when I was like, "I think I really want to pursue this." I was applying for grad school at that time. I have a psych degree and my parents wanted me to get a master's. And I was like typing my essay on my laptop literally to get into grad school. And I remember thinking, there's no way I can do this for another 2 to 4 years. Like, I'm so miserable and I don't
Mm.
care about this. So I closed my laptop, walked into my parents' room, and I was like, I don't want to go to grad school. I would like to make YouTube videos. And they were like, say what now? And they had no idea what I was talking about. It wasn't even that they were mad. They
Oh
were just
my
like, what are you
gosh.
talking
Yeah.
about? And so I explained it to them a little bit. And it's not that they didn't want me to be happy or they were bad parents. It's just they didn't understand it in
Yep.
2010,
Yep.
2011. Like, you just want your kid to be okay. You want your
Yeah.
kid to be able to like pay
Yeah.
the bills. And so
Mm-hmm.
they did the best thing ever. They said, if you're really serious about this, you have a year to try it. And if it goes somewhere, great. And if it
Ooh.
doesn't, then you'll go to grad school. And so they unknowingly did the best thing, which is put a ticking time clock on me. And I taught myself how to write, how to edit, how to shoot, how to do everything. And for that year, I hustled. It was like my obsession. Every waking moment of that year was me trying to make something of myself on YouTube. And back then there weren't even that in-depth analytics in the back. I had like prints out of
No.
spreadsheets,
Oh
tracking
my
manually,
gosh.
so I really, really leaned in and thankfully it went somewhere in that year.
Wow. That's an amazing story. I remember I have had the pleasure of meeting your parents a couple of times. They're great dancers, by the way. But I remember you saying that your dad would have your YouTube videos going and just,
He like still does.
have them get those views
Yes.
and have those plays.
Till
And
this day, my dad just keeps my YouTube videos or my TV show, whatever. He just keeps it on loop. This is the thing I've learned about my dad. As you get older, you realize that your parents may not communicate love and pride to you in the way that you want them to. They might not have the tools to do that. My dad may not say the right words or the string of sentences that I have in my brain that I want to say. But then when I go home to Toronto and I walk in, when the Doing It trailer came out, he didn't utter a word about the trailer. He did not say anything about the trailer because it probably made him feel awkward. But I walk in and there's 3 congratulations balloons tied to the railing. And that's my dad's way of showing love. And then I walk into the kitchen and my game show is just on mute, just playing in the background because he believes, he's like, I want her to get the views. I want her to do well in the show. That's his version of saying, I love you and I'm proud of you. And that's what I've learned as I've gotten older.
Oh, Lilly, that is so special and so sweet. And I'm like, I don't want to bring this back to myself, but I guess I'm allowed to because it's my podcast.
Please do. Yes.
A lot of what you say and the timing, because I'm 1 year older than you, but for me, it was going to play pro. And this was 2009, 2010. So but the same kind of era. We weren't seeing this happen for people. And my mom, I had a psychology degree and my mom wanted me to go to grad school. Like, this is so crazy how many parallels we have. And I wanted to play pro and no one knew it. That was not possible before this moment. And my mom just wanted me to be financially stable and was really concerned. And my dad is the one she's the best player in the world and, she'll be great and this is fine. He also came from quite an affluent family. And my mom was just, not vocally supportive. And she wasn't someone who was really touchy-feely when I was growing up, let alone have a conversation about sex.
Right.
And But down the line, if you go to an Angel City game, she is drumming with the fans. She has every little outfit in like child's large that they sell at the merch store. And when my dad was sick, my mom was the one who came out to Germany, who came to Orlando to visit me. And I realized this, she respects me and she supports me and just doesn't really know how to say it at the time. And then we've come a long way since then. But that just, I think,
as someone that has had your mom in my suite multiple times, I can tell you that she is so proud of you. So proud.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's get into a little bit about the Lilly Singh social calendar. Okay. So you mentioned how we went to dinner, and you obviously have morning routines, but it goes further than that. Okay, so we're like, let's get dinner, let's get to know each other more than just chest bumping on the side. You know, Lily's only a foot from the sideline. But I got a text with dates the next month, specific dates and times. And she was kind of like, yeah, sorry, I'm super type A and I'm so busy. And I really appreciated it. But I was like, there's no way she's going to follow through. So I kind of have two questions here. A little bit about this social calendar and why, and you're booking all these people. And also, how do you feel about LA and people being huge flakes? Because we know that we are not flakes and we show up, but there are a lot of them.
Yes. When I moved to LA first, this was a hard pill to swallow. Me coming from Toronto, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to be somewhere, unless I'm like dying of sickness or there's a real reason, I am going to be there. Like, I really value commitment and my word. And I think in LA, there is a little bit of a blur between boundaries, loving yourself versus integrity. I think people mesh those together. Yeah, as in I think that oftentimes people won't show up to something like, sorry, I just really need a me day, or like, okay, so if you need a me day, you have to, did this person put time into meeting me? Did I mess up their schedule? Is this really important to someone I care about? Did I communicate to them properly that I'm not going to come in with ample notice? Like, all those things still play a factor. I think in LA, people are way too comfortable with dismissing their flakiness as self-care. And there is a difference. Those two things are not the same thing. They're not the same thing. In terms of my social calendar, yes, I'm extremely type A. So in my ideal world, every Thursday in my calendar is blocked for dinner, and then I just fill in who it's with. And the reason I'm so particular about meeting my friends and going for dinners and planning things is because I know what it feels like for my life to be all work. As I mentioned earlier, in my 20s, my life was all work. And right now where I am in my life, I really value my friendships. I really value community. I really value connection. I think that's what makes you rich. I think that's really like the depth of life. And so if I don't proactively plan it, it will not happen because of my work schedule. And so you don't even know this, Ali, but on the the first Sunday of every month, so literally this Sunday, I have a thing in my calendar that says plan social activities for this month. Every month I have a reoccurring thing every month to be like, who are you going to dinner with? When are you doing your poker night? When are you going to see this friend? I have to, or else I won't see them. And if I'm going to work as hard as I work, then I have to work just as hard on my friendships and my relationships is how I see it. And so that's why because my calendar fills up, baby girl, fills up with work stuff. And I'm like, okay, you want to know what you think that's crazy? When me and Jay Shetty, as I know you, I know as well. I know you're a fan as well. Me and Jay try to do a dinner every single month. You should see how much planning that takes between you and Jay. Okay, so I take it very seriously, my social commitments.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm a huge fan of Jay, and you closed out his tour and I watched it. You were so vulnerable. You were hilarious. You kind of hijacked it because you are a host yourself. And of course, you gave him so many flowers. You were making him laugh. You're making everybody laugh. And just so a little plug here, go and listen to that. You've been on his show a couple times, but I loved you on the On Purpose tour. I thought you were such an amazing guest. I wish I could have seen you live in LA, but again, you're very busy. I wonder how you were able to schedule to be at that last show. But no, everyone should
make it
listen
happen
to that.
when it matters. Yeah, appreciate
it was a very, very amazing episode. A lot of great advice on there. Okay, so you're super busy. You see all these people. Does she have time to date?
These are the questions. She's making time today.
Hey.
I'm newly on the apps and all the things. And I don't know if this is an age thing as well, Ali. I'm going to be honest with you, because again, if I watch my 20-year-old self on YouTube, I'm watching myself be so okay being single and alone. You watch this girl, she's just alone all day, just recording videos, writing things. I'm like, wow, she never felt lonely. Me, today, in my life, I be feeling lonely, okay, sometimes. So I am definitely making time to date. I am making time to date, not only because I see value in having a partner, but also because I feel like dating is the best way to learn about yourself in a very deep way. I really feel like dating holds a mirror up to yourself. So the best things I've learned about myself, the worst things I've learned about myself, the areas I've grown in, it's all because I was dating someone and they held a mirror up to me. And I think it's really critical to learn about yourself in that way.
You make dating, you're painting a very romantic picture about dating, but what is it like to date as a celebrity? I'm like, she's Lilly Singh, so it must be super easy, but also she's Lilly Singh, so maybe it's hard. Do you want to date someone also in the industry? Like, do you care if they have social media? What are the red flags? Like, how is this? Like, you're famous.
Well,
do you have trust
maybe
issues?
oh yes, lots. But you know what? If I had to pick if it was easy or hard, I'm gonna just confess to everyone, I think it's hard. I really do. First of all, let's talk dating apps. The only one I can use is Raya. I cannot use any other dating app. I've tried, and literally people will message me as fans and they'll be like, "Are you the Lilly?" And you know, and it gets a little dicey.
Yeah.
So I can only use Raya. Now, for most people, Raya is just a status symbol. They don't even use it as intended. They just have it on their phone to be like, "Look, come on, Raya." And people don't even message back or use it properly.
We have to explain what Raya is first.
Oh yeah, so Raya is a dating app for people in the industry or adjacent. So you have to like be approved to be on the app. You can't just like get on the app. Someone has to like refer you. You have to be. It's a whole thing. Very pretentious. I am fully owning that it's pretentious.
But it's helped filter.
It has helped. I've had success on Raya multiple times, and I will say that why I think it's hard is you do have trust issues. Like inevitably, if you're in the public eye, there are concerns around just like safety and privacy and like someone coming to my house and like, are they going to take information I tell them? And so as a person, when I go on a date with someone, of course I want to tell them like, did you know there's this announcement that hasn't announced yet? I'm a co-owner of the Toronto Temple, but like, oh, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you about the shoot I did because like that's not supposed.
Right.
So now I'm sitting there putting
not sharing your full self.
Not sharing my full self. Everything I feel or want to say has to go through a filter of some sort. And it makes it really tough to like have an authentic, genuine connection. It really does.
Wow. Okay. But
because believe it or not, Ali, not everyone has the best intentions. Not everybody has the best intentions. You know,
I'm starting to learn that.
Yes. Some people are prying and they want things, or they're trying to get information, or they're trying to just be spoiled, or they're trying to like, you know, do whatever it is. But not everyone has the best intentions.
I hate that. Do you have a best or worst you can choose date you've ever been on?
Ooh. Best. Worst. Ooh, I'm grateful to say that in person when I date, I've never had like a horrible dating experience.
Oh, that's good.
And that's mostly because I date women.
Oh,
honestly.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you my best date.
Ooh.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
One of the best dates I went on was actually in another country. I was traveling. And I'll tell you why it was the best date, and you're going to be like, nerd. We went out to dinner, and it was phenomenal. It was a great time. It was great food. And it was great conversation. And then I went back to her place. But listen to this first. It's because I had to do a work call. I was on the time zone, and I had to do a work call. So I'm sitting on this girl's sofa doing a work call with my assistant. And the reason it was the best date was because this woman approached me, held out a drink, and I was like, "What is this?" And she's like, "It's your favorite drink, a vodka Sprite. You had mentioned this, like in passing ages ago." And I was like, "Oh my God, a dream that I'm on this work call. You remember this small detail. I'm in your apartment. I feel so seen." Like acts of service, small things. Maybe my bar is in hell. I don't know. But that was really, really sweet. And we just had a great time. We just talked on the sofa and like had deep conversations, and I immediately felt safe. And for me, that was a really good date.
I know this is a really nice date.
That's not the juicy story you wanted. I know.
You can tell me those later.
Yeah.
Well, I was just warming you up because the last segment we have time for this
Yes.
beautiful day is we're going to together answer some questions and give relationship advice.
Let's do it. I'm clearly an expert.
I know.
Clearly my bar is in hell that someone made me
Yeah.
one drink and I proposed to them.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear how this goes. Okay. This is from a friend and she is anxiously waiting and listening for this. Okay. My boyfriend of 3 years is a bad kisser.
Ooh.
He was good when we were dating. And then when we got serious, we started doing distance and his skills have severely declined. How do I tell him? What should I do?
This is spicy. I like it. First of all, I'll tell you, I have a hard time believing that his skills declined. I feel like that's not the appropriate way to frame that.
Okay, so I have more details.
Okay.
It's gotten a bit wet and sloppy.
Okay, so he's doing too much. He's doing too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe when it comes to intimacy, and maybe it's because I just did this movie, which is why I think this, I think there's a very lighthearted way to address things like that. And I think especially if you're a woman, I think it could be very hot to be like, I want to tell you what to do. Listen to exactly what I tell you to do and do not do anything I don't tell you to. Like sit on that lap, be like, only do what I tell you to do. And
I like
walk
that.
him
Like
through it.
Yes, like a little nibble, a little just and yes.
And
oh
if
my
he
gosh, just
starts
a
to
little
do
bit of
something,
tongue.
and if he starts to do something that you don't
spank
attract him, don't frame it in like, no, I don't like that. Especially like, I didn't say you could do that.
Lily.
So that you're literally sexually like training him to show, because I do think that people need to show each other what they like. It's different for everyone, you know, but I think there's a very sensual, sexy way you could do that. I really do, without making him feel bad.
This is great advice. This is great advice.
Yes,
oh my
just
gosh.
like how I said, sit on the lap and only do what I tell you to do.
Yeah,
and with that
I like
level
that
of seduction.
I like that voice
Exactly.
too. Yeah.
Exactly. Right?
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, we're getting somewhere here. Okay.
Doing it.
Okay, this is around long distance. I don't know if you've done long distance, but you have traveled a ton.
I've dabbled.
Okay. So how do you keep the spark alive during a distance relationship? I think it's really hard.
It is really hard. And it takes a lot of effort. I'm going to give you the realest piece of advice. Of course, you can make phone calls. Of course, you can FaceTime. Of course, you can do that. The real advice I have for you is you need to get that side hustle and you need to book those flights. I really believe that being physically together is important. And if you're going to be in a long distance relationship, y'all both need to commit to making that side bag, saving whatever money you need to save, and catching those flights. I really do believe that.
Feet pics, like whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, baby. Whatever it takes.
Yeah. When Lucas and I were doing distance for 5 years, and this is obviously, you know, some people might be in a relationship where like one person can't, like maybe in the military, like maybe you cannot see each other.
Correct.
So then I'm like, oh, this is maybe depressing, but we had a really hard time when there was no end to when we were going to see each other. So even having a flight, even if it was in 2 months, it helped so much to have something to look forward to. And obviously you can maybe reframe that to, if you can't see each other, it could be a year, I don't know, but it is like counting down to that day and what it's going to feel like when you see each other and that it's worth it. And especially if the person is the one, then it always will be worth it. But if that distance, if it is getting too hard to keep the spark alive, like it might not be the right person. I don't know.
Right. Well, I also will say that I think when you're in a long distance relationship, you can be really good at communicating and really clear about being intentional. There's no, oh yeah, I guess we'll catch this flight, or I guess we'll fit. It's like, yo, this is when we're seeing each other next. This is my plan. This is my schedule. This is your schedule. What are the gaps we can see each other? I'm really intentional about this. This is how I feel about you. How do you feel about me? There's like just very no BS clear communication is critical for those situations.
Great advice. Great advice. You are the right woman for the job here.
Okay,
last question.
Hit me.
What's the best way to find a date at an Angel City game?
Oh, come to suite, my suite, baby. I'll make it happen for you. Come to floor suite, my suite number 8. Come through. Best way to find. I feel like the Angel City environment is so warm and welcoming. I feel like you could literally hold up a sign saying "looking for a date." I feel like no one would judge you. You should just put yourself out there. Ali, I don't know if you know this. Do you know how many people hit on me at Angel City games? I feel like nobody feels some type of way about it. People come up to me all the time and they're just like, yo, I thought I'd shoot my shot like you're really hot. And I was like, that's so, I really appreciate that. I feel like there's no type of ways that people feel at that game.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. Put it on a sign, put it on a t-shirt, go up to someone, tell them they're cute. Listen, chances are at that game, you'll find someone. I'm just letting you know. That's the spot to do it. Absolutely. Shoot your shot.
Oh, Lilly, thank you so much for being an amazing guest. Send me your schedule so we can get a dinner on maybe
Absolutely.
in
before
December.
I know this, I don't mean to hijack this, but I will hijack it for 2 minutes if that's okay. You can edit it out if you want. I want to say, Ali, I know you just announced your retirement, and I know it's probably bittersweet, and I don't want to get too into the emotional weeds here, but I do have to tell you that as someone who met you very early on in Angel City, and you're my closest friend of players on the team and someone I adore, I have to tell you that I adore you not just because you're a great soccer player. And I don't think anybody out there adores you just because you're a great soccer player. There's a lot of great soccer players. You are something special. You really are. You are a great leader. I've seen you lead people with such compassion and kindness and integrity, and you have this magnetic energy that just makes people feel really, really good. And so, yes, I know you're retiring and maybe you won't be playing professional soccer anymore, but like that is such a small portion of who you are as a person and why people love you. You are just an incredible human being, and my love for you will not change, and fans' loves for you will not change, and I will cheer you on just the same in whatever else you do, like I've cheered you on during Angel City games. I really will.
Lilly, thank you. That was really, really nice. We don't have to edit that out. We can keep that.
Yay! We get to keep it. Hijacking another podcast.
No, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. And that I think that is one of the hardest things, I think, is letting go and feeling like you're losing part of your identity. But I think you've reminded me that I am more than just a soccer player, and that helps. And having a friend like you, you've had a very positive impact on my life. And I think it's really fun that we met because you are on the Jumbotron, and I was like, I guess I should go up and meet this person. And
this crazy person.
Look at us now. So I can't wait to see you at the next game. I guess when this comes out, there might only be a couple left. And that last one I want to celebrate with you. So
absolutely. I'll be there to celebrate with you.
I will see you soon. I want to party like it's 2009. So
absolutely. Let's do it.
Get ready.
Let's do it. All right. Well,
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much for having me.
See you soon. All right, it's time for Add to Cart, presented by Macy's, where each week I'll share one thing I'm loving right now. Could be a vibe, a trend, a person, a moment. And you can always find your faves at Macy's.com. So this week, I'm all about candles. I know I have told you that fall is my favorite season for fashion because it's a little bit chillier, but it's also my favorite time for candles. It's getting a little bit darker. I light them every night. I have them lit when I'm in the bath. And I swear the second you walk in the door to my apartment, it feels like fall because it's cozy, it's warm, and just a little bit festive. I honestly think candles are my love language, and if you give me a candle for any occasion, I will be super stoked. But I do need to tell you some of my quirks about candles. I can't do food flavored, scented candles. So I can't even do vanilla. I know that might be a little bit disappointing. No vanilla. Don't give me apple pie. Don't give me coffee. Definitely not a pumpkin or a pumpkin pie or a pumpkin latte, any of that. But I will say that a pine candle, usually reserved for Christmas time, I can do all year round. You can let me know if you disagree. Honestly, making my space feel like mine and really cozy is one of my favorite parts of the season. And Macy's Fall Fashion Guide isn't just about what you wear. It has picks for your home too. They've got everything from florals to fluffy throws. And I've been eyeing this UGG throw. They don't just make shoes. For movie nights on the couch with Lucas. Oh, a candle lit, a cozy blanket, a good movie, and my birthday. That is my perfect fall night. So yeah, candles, a cozy throw, and I'm good to go. You can find it all at Macy's.com or in store. All right, that's it for this week's episode of BFFR. Thank you so much to Lilly for hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, wherever you listen. Follow at BFFR Show on all socials and keep those DMs and voicemails coming. I'll see you next Monday.